And we're back. Hello, Internet. Yeah, you guessed it. We just cashed out of 38 winners in a row, and here you are logging in now. When are you going to start waking up and joining us earlier? Yeah, we just cashed out of a short trade on the Qs, almost to the penny. We got the fat finger this morning, shorted the Qs once, shorted them twice, and then shorted them 3 times, and we managed to tell the tale. And this time UVXY was coming along for the ride. I thought for sure we were about to get past the fat finger, but we got to 695. I just got stopped out of what I had left at 697.50. And now we're back in limbo, just waiting to do something. And if you're in limbo and you like music and you like AI and you like trading and you like photonics and you like semiconductors and you like Kenny and you like Solid and you like Don Corleone and Joe the Analyst and learning more about financial AI tools, tonight's the night for you. Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night. Tonight is your night, bro. And if you don't know where that's from, don't bother showing up tonight because we can't be friends. Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night. Tonight we're bringing back the schmooze. If you don't know what that is, Solid and I, we are so gay for VWAP that we couldn't get enough during the day, so we started getting drunk at night during COVID, and we would crunch some charts, talk about options, and then it became a thing, and 5 years later, we're still doing it, or is it 6 years now later? And I kind of put it on hold because we're retooling it with Don Corleone and Joe the Analyst. But today, for a special night only for the summer, one night only. Tonight. So we're bringing back the schmooze. You got to email me for the secret code and the link. You hit the bidders. You should know it already. You YouTuber freeloader bastards. You just email me and I'll give you the link because I'm a nice guy. TikTokers, dungeon dwellers, you just stay where you are. So music starts at 6 if you like the dead. I'll come on around 8. Main guest. First guest is the AI people around 8:30. Then I'll do a demo. You guys could ask questions, and then we'll get some free trials, kick around this AI tool that they built. And then we'll talk with Don Corleone and Joe the Analyst about our semiconductor holdings that we're all in. The Vicors, the Watts and the MXLs and the ATOMs and the Rambuses. And then I'm going to DJ the night away at around 10 o'clock. So strap in, kids. Take a nap if you have to. It's going to be a long night. And then we'll talk about the health of the market. And, of course, we'll talk about some IPO that's supposedly coming out tomorrow that might crash the market. I don't think it's going to crash the market. I think it's going to be a nothing burger, which would be the most hilarious thing. The IPO comes out, it just sits there, does nothing, and the market doesn't move, and then the market closes. Because the last time we had anticipation of an IPO like this, it was Ali freaking Baba, which was kind of a dud, as I remember, I think. But you know what wasn't a dud? That last short on the Qs we just traded, because that was thing of beauty, because this is where I shorted it from. Nothing better than covering on the way down. I shorted right here at 699.03 on that break, 1 minute multi-day VWAP break. Shorted here, covered 97.50, covered near the 95 because I was thinking we were going here. Covered a little bit, and then it got stopped out on the way back up. Yay. And now it's back above where I originally shorted it. How you like me now? See, that's why I like this kind of market better. I don't have to complain every time I do a trade. Because usually bull market, I sell something, it goes up for 8 more days. Then I think I want to be a swing trader. I start buying it, and then it crashes, and I'm a miserable fucktard. That's a real word, by the way. And that's where we're at. So again, these have been a really special 2 days for me because I'm going through FOMO. If you guys know, it's a different thing between FOMO and FOMO. FOMO is the fear of missing out. I have FOMO, fear of messing up. FOMU. Did a little presentation a couple of days ago I'd be embarrassed if I didn't have a few winning trades when all my new friends showed up. But guess what? We are flawless, no losers, navigating this market better than ever, getting paid on Oracle 3 times today. How you doing? Maybe even 4 times now. NAVN, I didn't take the trade, but 2 setups. Got the fade, blue line, orange line, like a champ. Blue line, orange line for my fading of gap friends. And then second one showed up there, and I'm embarrassed to say I didn't take that trade. And here it was again. So again, staying with the names. Today it's just been Oracle, NAVN, and the Qs. And SLV, you give me a reason to buy some silver, I'm buying, even though it's been the most disappointing trade now of my life. But you give me a fake out, shake out, VWAP break, I'm in. Got stopped out, could have did it again, did it again. See, and this is the kind of trading I like. Range bound, but big enough range that you can make money. Chop usually kills people, not if you understand how to trade chop, which the chop master, Solid Jello, the chop master, he could even trade chop when it becomes even tighter chop because he uses different parameters of VWAP, hourlies, 10-minute 15s, your mom's VWAP. Did you know your mom had a VWAP? Well, now you do. Anti-VWAP, your mom's VWAP, and he could trade this stuff. But this is the greatest kind of environment where the traders are making money. I don't like when the swing trader longs are making all the money. I'd rather get some nice big ranges, sit in this big range for a couple of months where the traders are making all the money and everybody's sitting there waiting for the next big move. And everybody thinks there's going to be some big move tomorrow. I don't know. If everybody's thinking something, then it's not going to happen. I think we've already started to see the selling into the SpaceX IPO. Why would the market crash, right? If it does, that'd be awesome. I don't think it's going to. But you don't have to think because today's action is showing you something on the Qs, right? And what is that? You're above yesterday's lows. That's it. Yesterday's lows were held overnight. And if you know about generational lows, that's what we call a generational low right now. So it isn't about what you think, right? You know something. This is a very specific area now. Not classically double bottom, but there's you got your capitulation from the other day. Here's the sell-off from yesterday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. This is Thursday. If all this becomes a sell-off and you break here and here, we're in a bear market. That's it. So if you think the SpaceX IPO is going to ruin the market, good. Keep it under advisement. I'm glad you think that. If it breaks these 2 lows, then you're right. If not, you're wrong. It's very simple. And these markets, right, you're finally seeing sellers show up. So we're in the opposite market right now. Usually we're getting gap downs that are bought and we rally all day. Now you're getting gap ups that are being sold, but you're not staying down because, guy in the back, say it, you know, the market never goes down. There you go. See, now you get it. We understand that it can go down, but does it really? No. Every move is met with an equal and greater move to the upside. Every single time. For my whole life. So why would I expect anything else but to be seeing all-time highs inevitably once we start breaking back over 750 on the Qs? Does anybody really think the market topped out for the rest of our lives 4 days ago? Are you insane? Look how lovely that short was just now, right? Look how lovely it was. And then look at the sickest counter trend move right back in your dumb face. I speak for myself when I say these negative things. Right in my dumb face, but not my dumb face anymore. I know shorting is short-lived and I'm going to die. I spent 3 years churning money, hemorrhaging cash, thinking I knew what I was doing. No more of that. Price action is the only way to survive. So someone just said the magic word. Are you thinking about shorting the Qs again? Yes. Now, from a place from up here. Somebody who just said that is very smart. There you go. Look what you just did. You just got rejected at the same double top, right? So if you were thinking about shorting it, you already did. Right there, 771, using the 701.30 as your out. Quick little tight stop. You're already looking to take profits. Well done, sir. If you just did that trade when you typed it, you're seeing the market right. Because we're in a range-bound chop fest. So if that's the prevailing trend of the day, you play the chop. So when you're selling off, you have to expect the counter trend move. And when you get the counter trend move, you expect another counter trend move. So here you are. And inevitably, the chop's going to get tighter and tighter, and you're not going to be able to make any money, and then the market's going to close. That's why trading the chop between 9:45 and 11:45 is still pretty good. You know, we're getting a big enough chop, but the chop inevitably becomes too tight, and that's when you start getting chopped up because that's all you're doing, and you get frustrated, and then you start making the wrong moves. And that's why I think after this next chop, we get to 12 o'clock, I'm going to go take a nap or something. And then we'll plan. We got a big night ahead of us, huge day ahead of us tomorrow, and the rest of our lives. Right? Remember that. The market's still open next week, by the way. Right? The world's not coming to an end because SpaceX IPO is tomorrow. By the way, if Oracle doesn't break 82.50 today, right, you better be watching this for tomorrow. So we've traded Oracle a couple of times today, and it's been all right. I mean, some people would complain that it's trapped in this range, but this range has been big enough to make some really nice trades. 177.50 got us 180. 176 got us 181. 177.50 got you 180 again. These are wonderful 2.5 to 3.5 point moves and very algorithmic because you know exactly where your risk is because it's been holding these levels. You know where your reward waits for you, and this chop is just the tops of the levels. Inevitably, you're hoping that one of these chops breaks and you get the 82.50. 82.50 triggers, you get through the 85. I'm still expecting to see 185.25. I'm shocked we haven't got 182.50 yet, but waiting. And if it doesn't happen today, don't forget about Oracle tomorrow because it'll probably follow through tomorrow. And by the way, my Clove fans, shh, don't say anything about Clove. Shh. It's doing exactly what we want it to do. Sit around right under $5. Shh. Just put it on the back burner for tomorrow. Let it sit here, all innocent. People forget about it. And then tomorrow, we buy the $5 calls. Unless they're 2 cents now. They're 8 cents. When these get to 2, I might buy them today. Because if this thing breaks out like I think it's going to. And it's already had a pretty sweet move. This is Clove, by the way. Don't tell your friends about it until it breaks 550 tomorrow. Then tell everybody. What? Blue Horseshoe loves Clover Health. But this is a triple Andy Dufresne. The elusive triple Andy Dufresne. We haven't seen one of those since Carvana. I ain't saying the stock's going to 500, but all you want is it to come out of the triple Andy Dufresne. You got the 1, you got the 2. Now you got to get out of this way, and you see where it broke down from? That's right above the lifetime VWAP. This thing goes to 5. It goes to 671 tomorrow on a monster break, and we're in some $5 options at 3 cents. You buy yourself 500 options at 3 cents, cost you $1,500. Stock goes to 6 and change. You bang these out at $1. Turn a $1,500 trade into $250,000. How you doing? Somebody just said, "Can you go through that trade again? What'd you just say? 1,500 into $250,000? Yeah, that's if it goes to $7 and you got some size. That's why these trades, that's why you want it to do exactly what it's doing right now. Stay under 5. Even go 485, 475. We get these bad boys at 2 cents. This thing makes a U-turn tomorrow. Ooh, Billy. We could even a 50-cent rip. Remember, if it goes up 50 cents, they're worth 50 cents. You buy them for 2 cents. That's 25x, as the kids say. I'll take a 25 bagger on a Friday to get my weekend going. Can you say that again, just like that? No, do not buy the June 18th calls instead to give you more time. We'll address that next week. That's a great question. Now, that would be speculating. I try to do less and less of that. And again, hopefully the trade works out tomorrow, too. I hate when they just go on Monday and then you're like, damn, I should have bought the June 13th or the June 18th. Yeah. Speaking of closet monster trades, Nokia tomorrow also, friends. Now that the stock got hammered again, and we still like it, right? You guys are still in this with me, right? You know, again, this is why I went out and bought Leaps. I don't got to worry about these couple of. I don't like the fact that it broke back down where I started buying more, but I'm only really concerned if it breaks 12. But for tomorrow, if it stays, you know, if it's under 1350, I'm looking at 1350 calls. Under 13, I'll be looking at 13. So again, I'm a fan, but right now it's in a downtrend. But if they wash it out and we get a little faux show bro action tomorrow, I'm loving myself some Nokia. H-Kit's back? I thought they went out of business last night. Oh, yeah, it was up 50% last night, too. By the way, that other one never came out of the halt, right? NINHD, right? Still halted. My God. Why? What happened? We haven't seen a halt that hasn't come out of the halt for this amount of days in a very long time. But this is what I was telling you with these stocks. Like, where's that other piece of shit that I got lit up on? High. Yeah, see, it's $1 now. 10,000 shares. I'd be down 25 grand on the trade now if I didn't take that $3,000 hit or 2,600. Despicable. By the way, here's another stock I'm digging. This is the XE, complete garbage. We did well with it on the IPO. We had the little faux show bro on earnings day, and it's been dead ever since. Good. Let them bleed this bad boy to death down to 15. Keep an eye on that thing. When this turns, it's going to be good. I got faith in this company. Amazon's not going to lose money. They don't lose money on stuff. XE. And my new favorite stock, brought to me by one of the members in the room, is FAC. Get the FAC out of here. FAC. IPO. Looks like a SPAC. Came out of SPAC. Rallied 50%. They crashed it. It faux show broed a couple of days ago, and it certainly broed. And by the way, there's bros. As I'm saying, bros. So we live in the matrix right there. Bros. And I dig it. I read about the company. I think you're onto something. I like the space. Batteries for EVs that last longer. Smells like something Tesla will buy out one day at $100 a share. But, after this chop, now we'll be inside these big candles, breaks back down below these. You're going right back to 15 and then 0. But now that it had this monster move, wherever this consolidation leads is the next big move. Comes out of this consolidation above that 25, you're headed to 30. Comes out of this consolidation, breaks down, you're probably going right back to 12 and then 0. But I kind of dig it. I read about the company. You're right. It is interesting. Interesting enough to watch. Mountains. Oh, Mountains is back. Oh, see, this is what I like, because that's the best name of a stock ever. Momentous. If I was the Decepticon, that would be my Decepticon name. Momentous. Going back to the Clove trade. The Clove trade, we're just looking to buy it tomorrow. And hopefully this consolidation breaks out tomorrow. If it stays under 5, we're going to be able to buy $5 options for tomorrow. I'm looking at it tomorrow. I'm just planning for today, for tomorrow. Breaks tomorrow, you could buy some $5 calls for 2 or 3 cents. Stock just goes back to even where it came from, 520, 525. It was as high as 560 this morning. So that's got to be factored in there. You don't see it on the regular chart when you look at the overnight. Now that it got to 565, you got to think it's going to say hello to 565. And if that happens tomorrow and you're buying a $5 call for a nickel and it goes to 65, that's a 12 bagger. Blue fly, don't bother me. Blue fly. Butterfly. Oh, this used to be something else. It used to be blue fly. Butterfly Network. Whatever it is, don't sell it. You break those all-time highs, your stock's going to 750. This is all-time highs? It looks like this. What is this? This is some penny stock junk that actually became a real stock. Wow. So this is no okay. It's been around. So this is some just dog shit stock that is coming back. This is a lifetime VWAP break. That doesn't look bad for a comeback. That is a Kardashian bottom lifetime VWAP break. Nothing not to like about that. That's a nice comeback. Jeff, I love the spinners. I saw these guys with my dad in Brooklyn. They used to do these old time concerts in Belmont Racetrack and Aqueduct Racetrack. My dad and his best buddy used to love the ponies. We'd go gambling on horses, and then they have a concert at the end of the night. It was great. I got to see everybody: Frankie Valli, Frankie Avalon, Jay Black and the Americans, still one of my favorites. Now, who's familiar with Jay Black and the Americans? Let's go. There you go. Saw this guy fall off the stage. My dad had to explain alcoholism to me when I was a young. I'll never forget that conversation. Yeah, he's got a problem, son. Drinks a little bit too much of the alcohol. Guy literally fell off the stage. Who could actually say they've seen Jay and the Americans and Jerry Garcia in one lifetime, right? I said Jay and the Americans three different times, actually. I used to try to rock a Jay and the Americans song when I would do a karaoke. Yeah, you got to be on point to sing some Jay Black. That's why I pivoted. I pivoted to Tom Jones. In a little cafe. That's still one of my favorite songs of all time. Let's hear that song. And if you don't know the story, it's a great story. I'll be back. This one's Jay Black going out to my dad and the infamous Jeff White's amongst us, the king of technical analysis. This story happens to what happened. This is what happened to Jeff when he was out on the dusty trail that one time.
In a little cafe, just the other side of the border. He was just sitting there giving me looks that made my mouth water. So I started walking her way. She belonged to Batman Jose. And I knew, yes I knew I should leave when I heard her say, hey, come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man, so big and so strong. Come a little bit closer, I'm all alone, and the night is so young. We started to dance in my arms, she felt so inviting.
Somebody mentioned SOXL. Now that is awesome. So there you go. You had a little sell-off, and where did that sell-off go to? Friday VWAP holds it, and now you got lots of reasons to believe in long. But we're in the chop. Now sing it. When the music stopped.
When I looked, the cafe was empty. Then I heard Jose say, "Man, you know you're in trouble plenty."
So I dropped the drink from my hand and put the living lion.
As I run away, I could hear her say to Jose, yeah. Come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong. Come a little bit closer. I'm all alone, and the night is so long.
Oh, twofer. You didn't know Jay did this song also. This is my favorite version.
This magic moment.
All right. So, we're in the chop. So, yeah, you got some questions. I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to go, and then we'll get ready for tonight. Don't forget to get your email to me if you guys want to hang with us tonight. Just email me at kennyglick@AOL.com. I'll send you the link. It's case sensitive, Robin, if you're out there. Case sensitive, capital L. Learn to earn is the password. Capital L. Check it out, USAR. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. USAR, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the market just got back into bull mode today. The pullbacks are being held. USAR, yeah, loving it. Especially down there. The stock, when it gets near the low 20s or under the 20, it's been a gold mine. Live Nation. I don't support this stock with their monopolistic ways and robbing people. Yeah. Not a fan. What broker exchange do I use? I trade when I really need to be super quick. I'm on this platform. I'm usually trading on Lightspeed pre-market because I need to be quick and offer out. But most of the trades I do are on E-Trade because it just, I don't know, it just keeps me in the trade a little bit longer. It's very simple. Still point and click. I have it all set to limit orders. And then I use Schwab too because 90% of the companies I used to trade for got bought out by Schwab. So all my old platforms are part of Schwab. Options House, Option Express, obviously Schwab, Thinkorswim. Everything got bought out by Schwab. But the most important thing is the charts. Execution, as long as you're not trying to trade these scalps in the pre-market with these penny stock bullshit, you could trade on E-Trade. Most of the platforms are basically the same. As long as you place your orders, use limit orders, place your stops, send your orders, get yourself out of the positions at the same, don't ever get out all at one price. Play by the rules. I got the text. How'd you do that? You fancy. And by the way, here's the pump and dump from earlier this morning, right? So if you missed the pump, try to take advantage of the dump because it inevitably comes. And by the way, if you're going to trade these pump and dumps, look, this was pretty good pre-market. And then the regular session, it's been a disaster. But if you're trading VWAP and holding VWAP, look at this. This was a 840 held. Stock went to 14. Pulls back, holds VWAP again, went to 18. And then inevitably it's going to be at 0. But, you go back and check. These stocks come back later in the day. Sometimes they get squeezed again. They changed the website already. See that? That's savvy. Savvy. They changed the website already. Looks good. They fixed the correct spelling. Yeah, this freaking Oracle, man. Totally trapped. But remember, this is good. This is good trading on Oracle. Disappointing because we didn't get 8250 any of these, and we keep getting stopped out on the way back down. But I'll be looking to do this again, 175, 76, 77 area, or VWAP break, or we just let it go this time. But here's the important part. If it stays in this bottom range here this whole time and never gets above today's highs, tomorrow, when it breaks it, buy it. Simple as it gets. You break today's highs tomorrow, especially on a stock that went sideways all day, that's when you get some follow through. And tomorrow we'll be able to trade the 180 calls a lot cheaper than they were today. So I already got a list already going. I got Oracle 180 calls for tomorrow. I got Clove $5. That's going to be on my list. Nokia 1350s. And we'll talk more about all this tonight. Financial AI is ready to go, as a matter of fact. Yeah. We're just going to help it by feeding in day trading strategies and the VWAP. It's not really familiar with that stuff. Yeah, Jeff, if you're around tonight, come around 8 o'clock. I want you to see their tool, which was, well, I'm not going to say that. You're paying $300 a month? No, you're not. You're paying $300 a year for Super Grok, unless you got Super Grok on steroids. It's $300 for the year, unless I bought the wrong thing. I gotta go check my credit card. No, I paid $300 for the year for my Grok. I'm already over Grok. Yeah, I seem to be teaching it more. They're going to be charging it anywhere between 75 and 100 for their thing. But we'll be able to get it probably for 2 weeks for nothing. And we'll kick the tires and see what the story is. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's not Perplexity, it's Financial AIs. I think that's the name. Wait a minute, I lost my link. Yeah. So far, I've only used it to give me data from. I asked it to give me the data from the last earnings reports and to analyze what certain stocks did after their report and how the options traded around those days. It gave me some good the valuable information, and it does it really quickly, so I don't have to go look all that stuff up. What I wanted to do is it doesn't really chart. I think they're going to try to build it. It can build a rudimentary chart, but not. I'm going to try to teach it to build a VWAP, an anchored VWAP, and then I wanted it to chart what the stock did from the prior 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, all on one chart, and then give us the percentage of the data on how the options traded around it the day after and the following day. Interactive brokers, the platform, I say don't use it. They have terrible customer service. When I had an interactive broker, I'd get charged different commissions for different trades. It was like they just randomly charged me things. And when I called up, I said, how could you be either I'm paying 50 cents a contract. If I do 10 contracts, that's $5. Why was I charged $8.50 here? And every once in a while, they would charge me $1. In some trades, I would get charged $13. And the guy didn't have an answer for me. They couldn't figure out why I was being charged random commissions on my option trades. I'm like, what are you saying? So then I called back, and their customer service picked up the phone. What? I'm like, that's how you answer the phone? What? The guy hangs up, and then I tried to call back. I couldn't even get through to interactive brokers. So when I got through, I was like, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know I'm closing my account, and I'm taking my 100 customers with me because you guys suck. Oh, whoa, what happened, sir? Suddenly, now you're calling me sir? Your customer service sucks. That's what happened. And your software sucks. They suck, by the way. So if you want my opinion. Interactive brokers sucks. They stink. But, again, I use Lightspeed. I freaking love it because it hasn't, I've been trading it with Lightspeed since 1998, I think since inception. They've crashed maybe 3 times. Customer service is good, even to the point where I was like, I couldn't figure something out. The guy stayed on the phone with me for an hour and a half trying to figure out why I couldn't get the stuff on my laptop. Good customer service, great software. They don't crash. There's always somebody answering the phone. That's what you want. A nice runner-up, Trade Zero, my pals from Brooklyn. They don't have the scanner that I love so much. That's why I don't use them. But Trade Zero is pretty damn good. Execution, shorting platform is phenomenal on their platform. They got decent customer service. And they're from Brooklyn. So. And if anybody's interested, I could get you, a discount for the platform. I forgot what they charge after a while, but let's see. Platforms. What's a Zero Pro? But yeah, so they got the scanner that they do. It's, again, it's good. This is something where they used to charge you an extra $45 a month to have. Now it's free. Obviously, level twos, trailing stops everybody's got, but this is what they have that nobody else has. They have the best locate software built into their website.
And if you don't know what locate software is, you should.
That's when you can't short a stock like EDHL, they'll locate you some shares to short for a small fee. I have it on this platform here, for instance. Let's show you. So let's say you want to short 1,000 shares of EDHL. You can't just short it because it's hard to borrow. So you got to ask permission to locate yourself 1,000 shares, and let's see how much they want for it. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not so much. And they're literally searching for the stock right now. So this is probably, here, look at that. So just for the right? So they're charging you, that's per share. If I want to short 1,000 shares of EDHL, I have to pay $127 just to have the right to short 1,000. Trade Zero would probably be about $30 or $40 because they have a better short. They have more brokers that they work with, and they search it better, and their software is better. And let's see what else. This new website obviously got options, Watchlist, all that stuff. The only thing we didn't like about them, and their high-low ticker, it's very handy, but you can't enter your own stocks. 12 years ago, I said, I got a guy that could build that for you, and then they weren't interested. And their charts stink. And I hate conditional offers. You have to send. That's where they want you to put your sell and your stop at the same time. I hate that. But there's a button you could shut that off. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should. Before you start trading, you should know what I'm talking about with the software and all that. Also, back to that scanner thing, you can't input your own, you can't create your own scanner. With Lightspeed, you can. But they're pretty damn good compared to, they're better than DOS, they're better than Sterling. A lot of the old popular ones. And then I might have my own softwares coming out. So another thing is, back to that whole thing, we have our own chart specialist, technical engineer, wonderful human being, Solid Jello. And I introduced them to him, and they weren't interested. I'm like, what are you not interested in? Putting multiple time frame VWAP on your charts? It's what all the cool kids are using. And they just kept going back and forth with us. And I was like, do it. And they didn't want to do it. So we kind of, stopped talking about them. But we don't use their charts anyway. But I was telling them, like, listen, it's a lot. Am I into cards? Hell yeah. I just bought some Topps 2025 Chrome Platinum. I mean, there's 2,000 different types of inserts. I'm selling them all. I got the Ron Guidry and the Thurman Munson, and they put these old school players on. It's pretty cool. I'm more into the Topps 2026 Topps Heritage right now. They look like no one knows what I'm talking about right now except you. But yeah, I don't buy football. I just buy baseball. But yeah, the baseball cards are back in a big way. Yeah, I'm nerding out. I go to the baseball card shows twice a month. I love it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. But if you do know what I'm talking about, check this out. So back in 1977, when I started collecting cards, they look like this. So now what Topps does, who's owned by Fanatics, they reissue the old looking cards with the new players on them, but they also put all these inserts like this of 1 of 77 red autograph Judge. This card's going for like $400 or $500. I pulled a Cam Schnittler. I wound up selling it for $700. The card came out last week. And somebody's offering me $700 for it. Sold to you. But I love it. I love these 77s. They're just the old school. And then they come all these different parallels. There's over, I would say, about 20,000 different inserts. So they make these packs $2-3 a pack, where they used to cost a quarter, and they're charging you. That's not bad for. Wait a minute, let me see which one that is. Yeah, so these they came out at $40. Now you can't find them for less than $90. So that's just a box of cards. They make it very difficult to complete your sets, but anyway. And on that note, I'm out of here. Yeah, I got to go do some trading with these nerds online. I'm trading what I need for what they need. Yeah, I'm on this baseball card network now, the bench and Facebook. I'm negotiating these crazy deals for $2. I'm seriously, I was negotiating the other day. We got up to about $5. And I was like, all right, I'll send you my 3 cards. Here's my address. He gives me his address. He's like, do you mind waiting a couple of days till I get paid? And I was like, what? It's $3. You don't have money to pay for postage? You got to wait to get paid? And I'm thinking maybe this is an 11-year-old kid, but then I'm checking his profile. He's like a kid. It's a guy with 2 kids. Maybe I'm talking to his son, but the guy's like, I'm like, are you being serious right now? He's like, yeah, you know. I'm like, it's $1. It's like, how much is it going to cost to ship me 3 cards? A stamp? I'm like, you know what? I didn't even know how much a stamp. You know, we're up to 70-something cents for stamps now. I had no idea. I thought we were at 50 cents tops. Anyway. Yeah, baseball card shows. But speaking of that and all the other stuff, the extracurricular shit that we're into, join us tonight. It's going to be a good one. All right? Guys, email me if you haven't got the link yet. You hit the bidders. It's in a different room. We call it the schmooze room or the dungeon. You dungeon dwellers, you sycophants down there, you could stay there. We're all going to come into the dungeon tonight, so you might get fed. All right? Yeah, just stay in the dungeon, and music starts at 6. I'll be on around 7:45 or 8. So if you like the Dead, house music, options, charts, SpaceX, women, men, alcohol, weed, Grateful Dead, and air, this might be the night. So if you like any of those things on that list, and Solid Jello might be showing up tonight also, because sometimes we just keep going after the DJ set. Solid likes to show up at 11 o'clock. Oot. Yep. Is everyone on voice chat? Yeah. Oh, no. What do you mean? Like everybody? Like a free-for-all on Discord? No. You could get on mic if you want. Day Trader does a good job. Yeah. If anybody else, again, if anybody wants to show off in front of the class, we're all for that. All right. On that note, can we wrap? Sure. Well, you got me a bagel?
No, I'm wondering. I'm gonna go back out.
Oh, maybe. No, I was actually gonna get on the mic. Get on the mic. You want to get on the mic? All right. All right. Listen, solid day. Speaking of solid, nice and boring, kind of choppy, quiet, and expected. Right? Everyone's waiting for this IPO tomorrow, and got paid on the Oracle. Hope you guys hammered that NAVN. Little QQQ short twice, not bad. And I am out of here. Don't forget my email, Kenny Glick at AOL.com. It's a think piece. and I'll get that email out to you as soon as I can. If you don't get it by 6, it's because I don't like you. Just email me again. I probably just got lost in the spam or something. All right, I'll see you guys. Be good, y'all. Baseball cards too, if you want. I'm so back in. I mean, these little kids with their PSA rated Pokemons and their little black suitcases walking around these trade shows, working $2,000, $3,000 deals. It's fascinating. Back in the day, we were talking about $2, $5, $500 deals. These kids are like little tiny businessmen with their. I kind of hate them in a way with the little suitcases and they're all everything's PSA rated. I hate PSA. I wish that never happened to the industry. Go back to the days where you had to make your own judgment about whether it was a good card or a bad card with your little magnifying glass, or you just did your own analysis. Now everything's got to be rated, and the rating agencies are shams. They're scams too. Now they're charging more for the higher priced cards. What a scam. Either rate my card. So because my card got a 10, now you're going to charge me more for the rating? What a racket. Nobody has any idea what I'm talking about. I'm not know. One guy knows what I'm talking about. Have a nice day, everybody.